After surviving the first level, I was feeling pretty confident. Surely the game had already taught me its lesson. Surely the next challenge would be about quicker reactions, better timing, maybe a little more precision. Instead, it gave me this: a platform, a wide gap, another platform with the exit sitting patiently on the other side, and down below, one ordinary wooden box. At the top of the screen, a single instruction: try jumping on boxes. Simple, almost too simple. I looked at the level for maybe 3 seconds. In my mind, I had already solved it. I backed up, got a running start, jumped, and fell straight into the pit. Respawn. I laughed. Okay, bad timing. Let's try that again. A little more speed this time. Jump. Miss. Maybe I jumped too early. Again. Miss. Maybe too late. Again. Miss. By the 5th attempt, something interesting had happened. I wasn't questioning the puzzle anymore. I was questioning myself. Surely I just wasn't executing it properly. The solution couldn't be wrong. My timing had to be. That's the strange thing about confidence. Once we believe we've understood the problem, every failure becomes evidence that we simply need to try harder, not think differently, just try harder. Then I looked back at the instruction. Try jumping on boxes. Of course, the box. Why hadn't I started there? I dropped into the pit, climbed onto the box, jumped, and nothing. Jumped again, still nothing. Again, nothing. The box just sat there, completely silent, as if it was waiting for me to notice something that I simply couldn't see. At this point, the puzzle stopped being a puzzle. It became personal. Maybe I needed more momentum. Maybe there was a hidden mechanic. Maybe I had to unlock something first. Maybe the game wanted a perfect sequence of movements. So I tried everything. Running starts, short jumps, long jumps, jumping from different sides of the box, standing still before jumping, jumping while moving, pressing every button on the screen just in case I'd missed something. I even tried climbing walls that clearly weren't designed to be climbed. Nothing. The exit stayed exactly where it was. The box stayed exactly where it was. And I stayed exactly where I didn't want to be. Looking back, it's almost funny how creative the human brain becomes when it's protecting an assumption. The controls are inconsistent. The physics must be broken. Maybe this level is bugged. Every explanation became more complicated than the last, except one: the possibility that I had misunderstood the puzzle, because admitting that would have meant something uncomfortable. It would have meant that all those failed attempts were never bringing me closer to the solution. They were only making me more committed to the wrong approach. By now, nearly 10 minutes had passed. 10 minutes on a level that looked like it should have taken 30 seconds. Eventually, I stopped. Not because I had solved anything, because I had completely run out of ideas. And strangely, that turned out to be the smartest thing I'd done all level. For a while, nothing happened. No jumping, no running, no frantic button presses. Just silence. The character stood there. The exit waited in the distance. The box sat quietly in the pit. And for the first time since the level began, I stopped trying to win. I simply started observing. It's strange how different the world looks when you're no longer trying to make it sense. Out of curiosity, I walked toward the box, not because I had a plan, just because there was nothing else left to do. My character bumped into it. The box shifted, only a little. I froze. Did that just move? I pushed it again. It slid across the ground. Again, it moved. The entire time, the box had never been fixed in place. My assumption had been. Without realizing it, I had assigned the box a single purpose. It was something to jump on, nothing more. I never stopped to ask a much simpler question. What if it isn't here to be used the way I expect? So I began pushing it, not toward the exit, back toward where I'd started. At first, it felt completely wrong. Why would I move away from the goal? But with every push, the level began making more sense. The puzzle hadn't changed. My perspective had. And then I placed the box directly beneath the ledge I'd been falling from since the very beginning. I stared at the screen. For a second, everything went quiet. I think a part of me already knew. This wasn't just a box. It was the missing piece.
I climbed onto the box, then back onto the platform where the level had begun. This time, I didn't try to jump the entire gap. I only needed to reach the box. Platform, box, platform. That's all it took. Nearly 10 minutes of frustration ended in less than 3 seconds. I just sat there, laughing. Not because the puzzle was difficult, because the answer had been there from the very beginning. I just couldn't see it. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called functional fixedness. It's our tendency to see things only for what we've always believed they are, instead of what they could become. The box wasn't just a box, it was a bridge. And maybe that's true far beyond this little game. How many opportunities have we ignored because we decided too quickly what they were? How many conversations never happened because we assumed we already knew the outcome? How many talents, ideas, friendships, or even parts of ourselves have remained untouched simply because we never imagined they could become something more? The world rarely changes in a single moment, but sometimes the way we see it does. And when that happens, the impossible has a strange habit of becoming obvious. The box never changed. I did. Maybe that's the real lesson hidden inside this little puzzle. Growth doesn't always come from learning something new. Sometimes it comes from seeing something familiar with completely new eyes. Level 2 is finally behind me, which probably means Level 3 is already preparing another lesson. I just don't know what it is yet. But one thing is certain. This little potato is becoming a surprisingly good teacher. If you'd like to join me for the next lesson, I'll see you in the next one.